Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Adam with AK Lighting, here to help you install and improve your own landscape lighting. Well, in today's video, I'm going to go over how much does landscape lighting cost if you were to hire a professional landscape lighting company. And then kind of a backup question is, why does it cost the amount that it does? Well, with that being said, I'm going to jump right into the video. Alright, so in this video I'm going to go over how much does professional landscape lighting cost if you were going to hire a professional, and kind of the things what to look for, and then also the backup question, or the follow-up question, is why it costs the amount that it does. And so first of all, I want to give you kind of a backstory about what goes into the price. So a lot of people think, okay, well, if I can buy this fixture or these fixtures and just hire somebody to do it for me, it doesn't cost me as much as if I hire a professional. Why in the world would they charge as much as they do? And so I'm going to give you a little bit more of an understanding of what goes on in the behind the scenes as a professional, so that you can understand this a little bit better. So first of all, I want to say is, as a professional landscape lighting company and as a professional designer, one of the biggest things that you're missing out on is the design aspect. When you install lights yourself, or have somebody like a friend install your lights, or even a professional company that's really cheap and affordable come out and install your lights. I can guarantee you that the design is going to be about C level, D level, and if some magical way they did a better job, it might be even in the B level range of quality of design. And here are some examples of the lighting systems that we install and what it looks like. And then here's some examples of landscape lighting that is installed by friends or DIYers or whomever who really don't know design at all. And so hopefully you can tell the difference between these pictures. I know there's some lighting, contrast, and better cameras involved, but hopefully you get the point. The point is that the design landscape lighting is so worth it, so much better than a not designed landscape lighting. And so one of the things that goes into the price is the professional design. There are so many different types of fixtures. And so do you put a spotlight, a floodlight, a moonlight, a path light? What do you put for that specific spot or application? And most people, they don't even think about that. They just put a random light in random places, and then, well, they have light. So therefore, it wasn't dark. It's not dark anymore, so it's fine. And so the design aspect is what I'd say is the number one thing. Now, if you're installing your own lights, it doesn't really matter too much if your home is smaller, but when you get into a mid-sized home or bigger home, that's where the design aspect is key. If you have a bigger home and you're trying to design your own lighting and install your own lighting, I would highly recommend not doing that and getting professional help. You can either get my help, I help people with designs, or hire a professional company, because I can guarantee you that it will look a million times better for just in the design aspect. So the second thing I want to cover is going over just like the technical work. So there's a lot of homes that are very technical in the way that you need to install the lights, and you need to make sure that you know how much wire to get, what thickness, how many lights you can put on a wire, where you can put wires, how to run wires in certain places. Like, there's so many technical things to it that if you don't want to take the time to learn it, don't just do it the wrong way. Like, make sure you do it the right way. And that's something that I think a lot of people underestimate the value of that, or maybe even overestimate their skill. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to deal with any of these technical terms or technical things, then hiring a professional is a much better option. So that's another reason why I would recommend a professional, and that's another reason why it's goes into the cost of a landscape lighting system. So the first thing was design. The second thing is the technical aspect of landscape lighting. And again, smaller homes aren't very technical. Once you get into mid-size and bigger size, that's when it gets a lot trickier, because you need bigger transformers, more wires, voltage drop. Like, you run into all of these things that you don't run into at a smaller landscape lighting system. And it used to be with the halogen landscape lighting where every job was technical and you had to hire a professional or your lights wouldn't even work. They would be dim or flickering, or something to that effect. But now the smaller homes, and maybe even some of the medium-sized homes, you can install your own lights and not have to worry about the technical aspect of it. So the third thing, this is the last thing I'm going to cover before I talk to you about the pricing, and this is, you're paying a business to operate in your area and to take care of customers, take care of you, and just to be in business. And so paying for that service is keeping them around. So let's say you have landscape lighting that you had installed by a professional, but you spent very little money. More than likely that business is going to go out of business in the next few short years, or maybe even the year that you bought the lights from them. And so when you call them back and you said, hey, like, my light is out, could you come in and repair it? They'll say, hey, I'm not doing lighting anymore. And the reason is because they didn't charge enough to stay in business. Because we also need to make money. We are running a business to make money, to pay for ourselves, for our families. And if we're not making any money, then we can't stay in business. And so that's another thing that goes into the cost of it, is to be able to provide for our families. And so I have a wife, I have 2 kids. And so if I charge hardly anything, then I wouldn't be able to support them. I think another part to this that a lot of people don't really understand is, as a business, we pay a lot of taxes. And so part of the cost of the lighting system goes towards taxes. And it's a huge percentage of what we bring in. So just to recap on the pricing, so a home this size, expect around $3,000. It'll be a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on the company or the amount of lights that you have installed. And then a home this size is probably around $5,000. Again, it could be a little bit less or a little bit more. And then a home this size, about $10,000. Again, a little bit less, a little bit more. And this is just for the front of the house. The backyard, again, is a little bit more challenging, but expect to pay about the same as you did for the front of the house. Maybe slightly more if you have more going on, like a pool, lots of trees, a bigger yard, seating areas, stuff like that. Well, hopefully this video was helpful for you and kind of gave you an idea of terms of pricing and what to expect, because a lot of people, they don't know what to expect in terms of pricing, and they get a quote and sometimes they're shocked with how much it is or how little it is. So just to give you an idea of the pricing, and then kind of what goes into the pricing, which is the design and the technical work, and then paying for the company to stay in business. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.